battery switch. Sorry about that. So the reason being the front one's a little bit more difficult is because you have this cross section here. This one we can actually bring the film around and then we can start bending it this way. So last time you saw that we had the wrinkles running across in this direction. Well, now we can take those wrinkles and spread them out this way. So it's going to be much easier as far as that goes. And plus the taper on the bottom isn't nearly as drastic. It would be much different if I was trying to wrap all of this in one piece. This piece won't get wrapped because it is a textured plastic and the vinyl most likely will not stick to it without a bonding agent or adhesive promoter. So, and even then it's not recommended to wrap this type of plastic. So let's do this. I've got my piece cut already. The surface is prepped with isopropyl alcohol. And we're gonna lay it out. So I'm just going to grab the piece right over here. So the film we're using is Avery Gloss Metallic Gray. It's a nice film, but oops, I touched the ground there. But it does have its challenges as well. So as great as this film is to work with, it's still challenging. You know, you guys will see me wrap the front bumper, and it's not easy. So obviously making sure that we have coverage top to bottom, nowhere near covering the end here, so we'll have to bring the film in. Let's keep the film up. Perfect. So both bumpers, front and rear, being taller than 30 inches. So we use a lot of film on this car, guys. This is not just like 20 yards, it's almost 25 yards on this car. Or 75 feet. I have maybe like a roof wrap left and that's it. So, and we're not doing the roof, we're doing the roof in satin black stripes. So it would pretty much be a full roll. All right. So we're going to get the vinyl into position. Obviously we need to do that. And then we're going to start removing the backing paper. You want to get around the bend, all right? That's the tricky part. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to remove the backing paper. Up a little bit higher. Should be good. Get my magnets back down and let's go peel off the rest. It's getting caught up there. I need to fix that. It's being a bit of a pain. I always want to try to roll the backing paper, and I'm not doing a good example of that right now. This is the bottom section, so we're going to be cutting it off. I'm just going to stick that there. It's going to help for a second. When the sheets become really large like this, like taller than 30 inches, it becomes a bit more tedious to remove the backing paper. I'm struggling here, guys. What the heck is going on? What is that? All right, let's get this rolled. All right, there we go. It's starting to irritate me. Perfect. All right, so while I have it up, I'm just going to try and glass it out a little bit. Let's get that chair out of the way. Smooth out the center line. So challenging, yes, to keep it up because it's going to want to drop in the middle. Hopefully, as I get this side, that side won't be as likely to drop. Let's put my magnet back down over here. And let's straighten out this side. All right, I need to come higher. I think I'm pretty good. I'll come a little bit higher. All right, I'm good with that. So mostly doing most of this cold right here just makes sense because I don't need a lot of stretch. Find your body line. We have two, we have one here and one here. We've got to choose one and work either up or down from that body line. And we're just going to get the center section here hinged, and then we're going to give this film some more stretch. Because I know I'm going to need it. So there's the bottom of the bumper right there. Super easy. Doesn't have to go that low. Do the same on this side. And we don't have to worry about too much slack in here. That's totally fine because we already have our inlay. See, even Avery gets air trapped. We can't glass everything all the time. Everyone's like, oh, you gotta glass it, you gotta glass it. Well, no, it's not always like that, guys. You can't glass everything all the time. You can, but you're gonna struggle with getting air out. So that's just the name of the game. Every film will do it. Maybe I might make Avery look a little bit easier to use. In my opinion, it is a little bit easier to use, but it's not that much easier than Vivid or 3M or anything else. It's just, I've used this a lot. This is more so what I started working on, or working with. I started with 3M, but I stopped using 3M after like a year of using it, just because Avery was nicer to use, and they had different colors, and everyone was just doing 3M at the time, so I wanted to do something different. All right, so we're gonna heat this, obviously, nice and evenly. It's gonna get a little colder towards the floor, so we're gonna have to make sure we're heating enough on the near the ground, near the lower section of the bumper. Our tension line is right across the middle, so we need to make sure that we've got good stretch coming across the middle there. Pretty good there. Pretty happy with that. Again, if you have someone to help you, what will happen is they'll be able to pull up and down like this, and you'll be able to avoid all that. This is not a big deal. We can get this out right now. Just making sure we're taking care of everything above it at the same time. What I want to do is, while I'm here, shrink this in, all right? Just pulling it out to make sure I don't have any wrinkles building up. As it shrinks in, it's going to want to go back to wrinkling up, so we don't want that to happen. So we hold it and we let it shrink. So again, remember, on a car like this, if this is your own car and you're doing a DIY, if you make a mistake on a 25-yard roll, you're not going to have much or anything left over to fix that later. So you might even need more than 25 yards or 75 feet. You might need like 85 feet in case you mess up the front bumper. The front bumper is challenging, as you saw, guys. It's no cakewalk. Well, that should be good. it in. That's okay, we have wrinkles running down, so should be able to get them out pretty good. There we go. Just shrink it back, but I'm holding it at the same time. I don't want it to shrink back too far, I need to control that. So the challenging bumper too, I'd give this one like for a rear bumper, like a nice 8, 7 or 8. Let's call it a 7.5. So no tension on the bottom really, no pullback, we're good. I can add a little bit more stretch now. When I squeegee, I put good pressure, guys. In order to hold the wrinkles away or get them out, sometimes you have to just use decent pressure. You can't be gentle with it. If you go over the wrinkle and you end up making a worse wrinkle, then you just reset the film. No big deal. So we have no tension here right now, which is great. You can see there's not much pullback, right? It's exactly how we want it. Spread it out. I've got my fingers running across now for the bottom, so I can just pull out the bottom. And then this section here is done right to the end. Let's move the camera. It's more so difficult in the sense that you just really gotta put some pull into the film. You gotta put some stretch into the film. Just let that come down. If you don't put enough stretch into the film coming across, you're gonna struggle when you get to this point. Even more so. Like, could you imagine struggling more than this? I mean, it's not, you can see for yourselves that it's not terribly easy. And even I have to fight with it a little bit, so. You just really got to set yourself up with that pull across, coming right across here. All right. Before I do anything with the top, I'm going to move on to the other side, and we're going to do that. So let's move the camera. It's really not, it doesn't take that long to do. So there's not much to cut out and stuff like that as far as this goes. So it's just getting the film stretched is the main thing. So getting the film stretched right across is the main thing. This is going to be in my way. So again, what do we have to do? We got to heat, all right? Move this back a little bit. We got to heat, kind of like from there, and get this going. See, I have those wrinkles there. I want to come back a little bit past that. Perfect. So a lot of this has to do with hand placement and really watching your tension line, which is the very center of the bumper, when you're pulling. Super important to pay attention to what's happening as you're pulling and where your hands are. See how I move my hand really close on the bottom? A little bit closer than the top. Okay, so I'm going to stop there because I want to do a better pull than that. And I'm just going to, I know I had to reposition the other side, so I might as well stop there and then go for the rest around the bottom. all in one shot. Right here. Make sure those wrinkles are out. Okay, now we can go. Go, go, go. It's totally different on this side for me. See how much? My microphone got stuck to the squeegee because it has a magnet. See how much tension there is here? I can't get these wrinkles out because there's just too much tension. So, again, I'm gonna have to let this shrink back because I don't want to stretch it again. It's got enough stretch on it right now. But I was watching, but I decided to go for it anyways. Let's have this all shrink back. I'm just kind of letting it relax. I don't like doing this in more than one shot, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes it's all you can do. I'm gonna put a little more emphasis around the bottom. And try and keep that glassed out this time. Oh, you suck. This section right here. There we go. All right. I just had to get it off of here. It's just too much tension. I can move the camera now a little bit. All right, we can see we have a lot of wrinkles still running across. It's not terrible. We're gonna fix all that right now. I could have gave myself a little bit more play for the top, but I don't have much. Probably didn't need as much on the bottom. Let's see what we can do here. Let's shrink that. See what happens. That. See what happens when I let go of the bottom. I want to lock this in a little bit right here. I got to focus on here a little bit more. So let's say you're trying to do your bumper. If you mess up one side, you might as well try to do the other side because it'll give you some practice. Since you've already messed up the film, just practice with it and see what it's like to do the other side. Maybe it's easier for you. Just so you can get a feel for it. Don't waste it, don't throw it out. That's how I learned, at least in the beginning. It's like, yeah, I wasted film, but I try to make the most out of my wasted piece. That wrinkle on the top there is kind of irritating. I can draw them up, it's fine. Let's lock that in. Whew. All right. Yeah, I was talking about this fold right here. It's fine. We're so close to the end that it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I'm just going to shrink all this before I actually squeegee this to the end right here right now. So let's do this. I have to line it up a little bit better. Okay. See it coming in? You just gotta get these wrinkles off of the edge. Once I get this to a certain point, I can most likely start drawing the film up. So I'm having issues getting it nice, and I don't want to have issues with any pullback, obviously. Check this out, right? Because I have this tab here, what I can start doing is drawing the film. I'm gonna bring it back to about that line and drawing the film up and around. Look at that. So much nicer, guys. I didn't even have to add any heat to get that. You gotta be careful. You should be cutting this in like a circular shape so you don't make the film run. But because if you pull the film too hard, you could keep it running down this little slit here, and you don't want that. So be careful of that. You should cut it out in a circle though. Way better. So we're tension free. The wrinkles are running up this way. We're just gonna pull across again and iron them out. Hopefully that was pretty obvious what I did there. And I'm gonna shrink this, get that one last one out. Perfect. Lock it in and then shrink it all down. I didn't have to do this on the other side because it just worked out better for me. A little wrinkle there. There we go. Beautiful. So I got to work on the bottom a little bit and finish that off, and then we're going to trim this bad boy out. All right, 23 minutes. It's not bad. A lot easier than the front bumper. The front bumper is like an hour and something. We'll shrink all that in. Look, see? But again, all I'm doing is holding it so that I can let it go into its place, guide it into its place, and keep the wrinkles away at the same time. There's the edge. Again, same deal. So for the bottom I didn't mask off just because I have this plastic trim and the vinyl slides off of it pretty easily, so I wasn't too concerned about getting the vinyl slid off and then tucking it in. we gotta do here. Do here, and then we're gonna lay all that, and then we're gonna cut everything out. I'll probably cut off the bottom piece while I'm down here. See, I put pressure on the film. And I have to get that out. It's a little bit too thick of a wrinkle, too tall of a wrinkle, let's say. If the wrinkle is too tall for the area that you have to squeegee it into, or if you're trying to squeegee over a very tall wrinkle, there's a chance that you're going to bunch that wrinkle up and turn it into a crease. Shrink it all in. Boom. Boom. All right. Wizardry, right? No, not really. It's just how you wrap a car. Just had a little wrinkle there. So I'm going to just heat this up, make sure we're good. Cool, I can cut it out while I'm down here. Kind of want it to cool a little bit. There's this beautiful little recess here between the plastic bumper and the plastic diffuser, or whatever you want to call this thing. Where did I stop? Right around here. Blade's angled down, and you just glide. And then we go over it, always. Lock it all in, and that's that. Cool, so I'll do the other side, and then we'll do the top. Hang out this other side and get this bottom piece off. That way I don't gotta get down and dirty anymore. All right, let's make sure that we're nicely tucked in here. Using the hard edge of the squeegee, as you can see. When we're doing this, we want to make sure we're not pulling out any of this, so we're being gentle. It would have helped to put masking tape on the opposite side. It just would have helped a little bit, that's all. I could have cut on it and then gotten a little bit closer. Cool. I still haven't finished that top section yet, but I'm going to do it similar to that side over there. All right, we're going to cut this bad boy out. We got to get rid of the middle, so let's do that. Cool. All right, so I'm going to find the edge here, which is right there. And that seam is going to be so hidden. There's the edge there. Hopefully I got that in the camera. It's not it's not a big deal. I'm just cutting out the license plate area. Let's get this back there. So we're gonna have a nice hidden seam. Everything faces in. Let's come up in the top a bit. All right. After this, we have some stripes to do, guys. Excited about that? I am. Lower section's done. All right, awesome. I didn't go over this yet, so let's do it. Perfect. Again, for here, I'm gonna have a peek, see what's going on, how deep in I gotta go. Might as well squeegee that out. And then we're gonna go and cut this. Cool, and then from here, we can lift it up, be very gentle. So what I mean by cut this in a circle is I mean, cut it like this, okay? That will prevent the film from running. Keep running this way. Prevent. I did not say completely eliminate that from happening, but by doing this circle here, it prevents the film from running when you pull it like this right now. Let's just get rid of some of this. And let's go up. So let's get this off. Hold me up over there, so I had to lift it. Cool, so now, let's look how much easier that is. And if I could have done this with the front bumper, that would have been nice. Would have helped a lot. Let's shrink it down. All right. All right, wicked. Let's finish up the bottom. We'll cut up all the top, and then we're done, guys. So if you own one of these, you'll know that I removed this little plastic piece that kind of goes here. It just makes things a little bit nicer. It was difficult to remove. It's not easy. Everything on an American car is difficult to remove. I don't know why. Actually, the door handles were way less complicated than I thought they were going to be, because they look like just that kind of door handle. They're super easy to wrap too. Probably the easiest part of the whole car. So we go for that and do that all in one shot. And then to do the rest, I'm going to put relief right here, because I don't want to have tension here anymore. I can cut this off. Cool. Perfect. This doesn't go around terribly far, which is nice, so we don't have a lot of stretching to do. And then when it comes to, let's come around here so you can see. So when it comes to this section right here, I'll do a little cut and fold. Which just means I'll bust one of these little slice. Make sure you're below the edge, right? You're kind of like around the corner a little bit, and then you can't really see that. That's the best way to do it. That way you don't get so much bunched up film here and it doesn't start to curl back, because it will over time. Cool. So we got a nice little cut and fold. I'll show you that in a minute, how nice that looks. So to make sure we're in far enough, I know that I am. I'm just double checking before we do a cut. There's little tabs here, and I'm just kind of behind the tabs, which is perfect, or on the tabs for that little plastic piece that does go back in here. Let's get that and detach that. There's a tab here. Do your relief cuts as you go along, all right? Super important. It'll decrease the amount of tension. Cool. Excellent. Let's finish off the other side. So again, I'll face the camera this way. And we'll go. See, I can take the stretch from this area over here, all right? When I heat, and I'm heating to pull in this area, I'm taking the tension from here. I heat here, but I heat a little bit over here, but not as much as I heat over here, and I start pulling it this way. Okay, then I can start pushing the film in from here. And as soon as I cut this away, we have no more tension. So nothing should pull back. Just the tab there, I'm gonna put my relief cut. Perfect. Why not go around the tabs, just make it fancy. Back a little bit so you don't get bored watching me do nothing. So I'm just going to go around these tabs just for fun. Only takes a second. You don't have to do this kind of stuff. I'm just doing it because I usually do. I mean, like, I might not be the person to remove this wrap. Who knows, maybe I will be. But if someone ever goes to remove this wrap, they're going to know damn well that I did a good job. So maybe I'm kind of like showing off for the next person. Who knows? So let's focus this back over here in case you missed the first time. And let's do, so we're around the corner a little bit. That's where we want to be. We don't want to be on top of the corner, we want to be a little bit below it. We're going to find somewhere in the center of this and cut and fold, alright? That's what this is called, cut and fold. And you can see, look at that, it's beautiful. I'll even zoom in a little bit more for you. Look at that. Is that focusing? Cool, so now we can see, I've just taken the top piece. I fold the top piece over the bottom piece just because that's normally how we do inlays and seams and stuff like that. Probably wouldn't matter all that much, but just good habit to be in. Cool, let's finish up this. So as soon as I get that bottom piece cut, this will be a lot easier. It's okay to cut on the tabs. If you do, don't worry about it. They're just tabs. They're plastic. and they're not even painted well to begin with. Cool, so we're gonna go over that. All we got left is the ends. And by the ends, I mean like this, where it meets the quarter panel. So let's zoom out a little bit. And let's finish this off. Let's angle the camera down. Cool, that works good. All right, so let's do this. So I've got my tape. What I'm gonna wanna do is cut on the tape. Not too aggressively. I'm kind of helping to cut by pulling the film against it. I don't want to cut through the work that I've already done. All right. So let's get this pushed in. I've loosened the bumper quite a bit, so I can tuck in there really nicely. And what you can do, is a little technique, is push, see how I push on the bumper? It gives me a little bit more space. It's just plastic, guys. It's not like, it's not metal. We're not trying to bend metal here. We're just, I mean, even if it was metal, you probably could still get a little bit of play just by pushing on the bumper. See that? Even that extra 16th or maybe even an 1/8 of an inch helps. Oops. Cool, let's cut it. Stick the squeegee there. It's hard to find a line, there we go. When you tuck in far, it can be hard to find a line, a good line. So, do your best. Mainly we want full coverage. And you don't want any wrinkles on the corners. Or on the edges, sorry. Let's push this back in, pulled it out a little bit. And we got to go over it anyways, always. Perfect. Just going to heat this up right here. Fold that over. When I do corners, I like to add a little bit of heat. Usually it kind of helps. Just kind of fold them around or round them out or anything like that. Like, just helps. Let's get this off. This part here, super easy, very basic. We don't have a very large area to cover on the inside here, so I just need a little bit. And then I'm going to take a little bit of heat and just fold it over. There's a little plastic guard here that's kind of in the way. Perfect. Then we have this. Oh, I've got to tuck in a little bit more here. All right, so then we have the side marker. Let's do this. This comes pretty flush, so I'm not too worried about it. Cut it pretty close to the edge. take whatever we have left over and roll it in. Cool. Just have the other side to do, guys, but you get the process. That is basically the entire process of the rear bumper on this Challenger. Just have the mirror and the door handle to do, and then the stripes, and then we're on it. So, sorry, the mirror, door handle, and then we're on the stripes, and that's it. So, let me know what you thought about this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you guys want to see some more, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate you watching. Thanks. Take care.